You don't really know much about Halloween.
Hello everybody and welcome back to another unboxing video. I am your host Joel. I am one half of the Newlydeads. If you're unfamiliar with the Newlydeads, please go to our website at thenewlydeads.com to find out more about who we are, what we do, and where to find us. Obviously, if you've located us here on YouTube, then you already have found some of our other content, including our half-hour chat show called Dollar Store Drive-In Classic, which is the reruns, I guess is the best thing to call it, for our Dollar Store Drive-In show, which is a half-hour chat show where we find a movie out in the wild, typically a physical copy of a film. We will then review it. It's a heavily edited show. We try to be comedic in some way, shape, or form. It's a half-hour bit, and you can find that streaming the old episodes here on our YouTube channel, and all of the original episodes as they are released, brand new, you can find on these 4 networks that I'll put up on the screen for you now. We also do Sinister Snack videos here on this channel. Occasionally we'll do follow us around videos. We also have a movie review blog that I write on our website. I haven't updated that in a while. Time has just escaped me. Life gets in the way. And this is a part-time fun thing that we do. We also are creators. We create art in all different formats. Occasionally we do go out and do shows. Well, we just had our most recent show back in October, and I don't know if we've got another one scheduled tentatively until next October. We shall see. We're kind of focusing more on our channel and just general life, as it is very busy at this time, but we'll keep our website updated, or we'll update you here on the channel if things should change. So on this episode, we have the Vinegar Syndrome September subscriber box, and one extra little thing that I picked up as well. I did decide to subscribe to Vinegar Syndrome again in 2025. 2026 remains to be seen. It is a hefty price tag, and as all of us are doing in the world right now, it is not exactly a top priority. So we'll see where we're at the time. But for now, we have a couple more months left on the subscription, so I figured we'd show you some of the things we got here. First thing on the list is from 1991, The Resurrected. This is about Charles Dexter Ward's wife, who enlists the help of a private detective to find out what her husband is up to in a remote cabin owned by his family for centuries. This is directed by Dan O'Bannon, who did The Return of the Living Dead. Yes, that Dan O'Bannon, who was also affiliated with the original Alien film, the Ridley Scott joint. This stars Chris Sarandon, who most people will know from Fright Night, but he has done a slew of other things as well. A little bit of trivia here. According to Diane O'Bannon, the film was recut against her husband's objections and released without his approval. It was re-edited without the humor that he had attempted to put into it, which, if you're familiar with The Return of the Living Dead and Dan O'Bannon's work, he likes a little humor. So with Vinegar Syndrome, of course, there is always a little bit of slipcover porn, as I call it, because they are very heavy on creating slipcovers for this. Their releases is a 4K release. On the back there, you've got information about the film, as well as some screenshots from that. Inside, nothing really to speak of, just the discs themselves. So this is, not a huge, in-depth release, but interesting nonetheless. So I'm looking forward to that. Next up, we have Bloodstained Italy, which is a collection of 3 films. The first one is Obscene Desire from 1978. This is about Amanda, who has been driven to madness and is a victim of the evil contained within the mansion of her fiancé. This is directed by Giulio Petroni, who did Death Rides a Horse. This stars Marisa Mel, forgive me if I'm ruining these pronunciations, who is in Danger Diabolique, which definitely heard of that one. I've not seen it, though. A little bit of trivia here. The local bar in the film stocks Jägermeister. And I don't know if that's really trivia, but it was the only thing that I could find about the film. Next up, we have The Bloodstained Lawn from 1973, which is the one that most people have kind of talked about in regards to this collection. The plot of this is a group of rich descendants pick up wanderers from the streets and take them back to their large villa, where they are initially treated with consummate care, but things take a turn for the worse. This is directed by Ricardo Guillon, who did Cold Hearted. This stars Marina Malfatti, who was in A Black Ribbon for Deborah, which definitely sounds like a giallo. And a little bit of trivia here. Among several 70s Italian horror movie titles featuring blood-stained garden features, the lawn here, the others being Orchids and Butterflies, also being blood-stained. In addition, iris should be mentioned as a similarly botanical subject in the title from the same era and genre, but in that case, the flower is full-out bloody, not just stained. So those are references to other titles that are similar in tone or almost identical. The last one on this collection is Death Falls Lightly from 1972. This is about a man who finds his wife brutally murdered. He has no alibi and is instructed by his lawyer to go into hiding in an abandoned hotel. Strange occurrences start happening immediately. This is directed by Leopoldo Savona, who did The Arms of the Avenger and Knives of the Avenger, which I assume are a duality, an original and a sequel. I don't know what you call it. This stars Stelio Candeli, who was in Demons, aka Demone. Yeah, it's on the shelf, and the sequel. A little bit of trivia here. This is the 103rd movie of Carla Mancini, which I probably should have put her in my notes, but you live and learn. All right. There is the cover. Again, Vinegar Syndrome likes their cardboard porn, as we call it. That's the image that was being used in all the groups ahead of time to kind of, and in the Vinegar Syndrome page to kind of get you go, what movie are they releasing? The cover there. Of course, the back has information about the films. Now, these are not giallos per se. These are actual horror movies. Why can't I say horror? If I remember correctly. These came out, obviously, back in September. And I was a little bit more up on these, and I should have come back to it, but I was just wanting to get this video done because I have been sitting on it. And it took me a minute. We're going to leave that out because it looks like that could be a little bit questionable. So you'll have to get it yourself if you want to see what's on the inside behind the Blu-rays. All right, next up, we have the second of the films of Larry Fessenden. This is Volume 2. This features Wendigo from 2001. This is a legend of the Wendigo, a beast from Indian folklore who is half man, half deer, and can change itself at will. This is directed, of course, by Larry Fessenden, who did Frankenstein Cannot Be Stopped. This stars Jake Weber. Yep, that Jake Weber from Dawn of the Dead 2004, and who was on Medium with Patricia Arquette, my favorite actress. This a little bit of trivia here. The Wendigo is from the folklore of the North American Algonquin indigenous tribes. It is primarily a winter beast or spirit that causes people to resort to cannibalism. Again, I don't know if that's trivia, but that's all I could find. Second film on this set is The Last Winter, which I've actually seen from 2006. The plot of this is that sent to evaluate the environmental impact of oil drilling in the Arctic, James Huffman clashes with the drilling crew's chief who wants to get the job done. It's again directed by Larry Fessenden, who did Depraved, which is on the shelf from a previous release. This stars Ron Perlman, which you can see his face right there on the cover, who was in Hellboy 1 and 2, and City of Lost Children, sorry, there's no the, which is a Juno and Caro film, French film, and in my opinion is a near pitch perfect film. Just my opinion, not everybody agrees, but take it as you will. And trivia here, artist Bram Ravel illustrated a comic book adaptation of the film. So these are really nice collections. Hopefully my mic is working. I've got it hooked up a little differently than normal. So you've got some images from the film there on the cover, from The Last Winter. On the back, you have some images from Wendigo. Inside, they have taken a lot of care with these releases. So first of all here, let's see. Let's do them in order. So we've got Wendigo first, which Again, has a different cover from the exterior. And then these are 4K releases, same cover there as the slipcase. Got information about the film, and then inside we have the Blu-ray and 4K disc for that. Like I said, they did a really, really nice job with these releases and making them just, everybody loves Larry Fessenden. Well, I mean, maybe not everybody, but a lot of people. There's the cover of Last Winter. There is the back of that. And there is a specific image from the Last Winter that if you've ever saw this on a shelf back in the day, or you saw the thumbnail for it on a streaming service, you'll know exactly what I'm talking about. Inside, of course, Blu-ray and DVD. Now, the other thing you get, along with 2 4K releases, as well as the Blu-ray releases and a nice box there to store them in, you also get a booklet of Monsters and Madmen is the actual official name for the series of his films. I don't know how far they're going because with Larry Fessenden, he has quite a filmography. Now, not all of them are things that he's directed. He's also starred, written, etc. for other films. And I'm just kind of flipping through this quickly because I don't think there's anything questionable in there, but lots of good information about the films. And as someone who loves to read, at some point I will get around to reading it. I just don't know when that will be because, life. All right, finally, the thing that has both made people happy and angered them greatly is this release. So we have Vice Academy 1 through 6 made its way finally to Blu-ray. Vice Academy 1 through 3 had been released and became kind of a notorious thing that people wanted to get because once it was out of print, you couldn't get it anymore. And a lot of people wanted it. Well, Vinegar Syndrome got the rights, I guess, or had been holding on to or whatever, to do all 6 films. And so now the ones that you had, the original, they still have some value, but because these are readily available, or at least were available in a numbered edition, which I have number 2240 of 6,000 units. So I'd say that's pretty readily available. That probably decreases the value to some extent. But if you're there for the films, go. Which these are staples of late night cable television back in the day. And I don't know if I've actually seen them, but because they are so notorious with the collectors for the original ones that were released, I wanted to check them out. So, and in a later video, we'll explain why this may turn into a thing that is not quite over yet. Anyway, so we have Vice Academy 1 from 1989, which is about students at the police academy, Vice Academy, who go on the streets of LA and accumulate graduation points by trying to make small arrests. Directed by Rick Sloan, who did Blood Theater, which is on the shelf. Stars Linnea Quigley from The Return of the Living Dead. Huge, giant genre film actors. Everybody knows Linnea Quigley if you were into genre filmmaking. A little bit of trivia here. This was the first mainstream film for adult star Ginger Lynn. Next up, we have Vice Academy 2 from 1980, or 90, excuse me. This is about 2 rookie cops who pose as strippers to get the drop on a villainess plotting to spike LA's water with aphrodisiacs. Sounds like a late night Cinemax kind of movie. Again, directed by Rick Sloan, who did Good Girls Don't. We'll get to that. This stars Ginger Lynn, as we mentioned in the previous trivia. She was in The Devil's Rejects, which if you saw that, I just saw that in a theatrical re-release here for its 20th anniversary about a month ago. And I had not seen it on its original run, so it was good to see it in the theater. A little bit of trivia here. This is the only film in the whole series which features a real police car in the film. Shocker. Next up, we have Vice Academy 3 from 1991. This is about female inmates who escape from prison and go on a series of robberies, and it's up to the incompetent Vice Squad rookies to stop them. Sounds like Police Academy, but not. This is directed by Rick Sloan, who did Baywatch, Forbidden Parody. Get to that in another video. This stars Elizabeth Catan, who was in Friday the 13th, The New Blood. Good one. And a little bit of trivia here. This film had the biggest budget out of all the movies in the Vice Academy series. And this movie was filmed alongside Mind, Body, and Soul from 1992. allowing many of the sets, actors, and most of the production crew to be used in both productions, which is smart filmmaking. Next up, we have Vice Academy 4 from 1995. This is about, where is it? Oh, here. It says, to protect and serve takes on a whole new meaning when the Vice Academy girls are on the case. Candy and her new partner, Samantha, are back in an all-new wild adventure. Sounds like a TV blurb. This is directed by Rick Sloan again, who did Marked for Murder. This stars Karen Knotts, who was in Stupid Man. And a little bit of trivia here. The character of Mavis was based on writer-director Rick Sloan's mother. Next up, we have Vice Academy 5 from 1996. A police chief's son releases a VR hooker from this PC, and Vice Academy cops Candy and Tracy must prevent computer STDs from spreading. Nice. It's directed by Rick Sloan, who did the original Hobgoblins. The stars Honey Lauren, who was in Bram Stoker's Dracula from 1992. And trivia here, writer-director Rick Sloan used his own garage as a location for Irwin's basement/bedroom. And finally, we have Vice Academy 6 from 1998. This is about Vice cops Candy and Tracy accidentally meet the bikini robbers who are armed with assault weapons in a bank. The thieves escape. The commissioner and the instructor enlist internal affairs detectives to solve the case. So this is directed again by Rick Sloan, who did Hobgoblins 2. This stars Deborah Dutch, who is in the upcoming Jacker 3 Road to Hell. The Phil Herman film, which I'm friends with Phil Herman. I love shot on video stuff. The Jacker series is a lot of fun if you've never seen it. And I'm excited to see part 3. And finally, trivia here. Ginger Lynn makes an uncredited appearance as Holly, her character from the first 3 Vice Academy films. So spoiler alert, she's only in the first 3 of the 6. So here we go. We have the cover on the back. I know this is a little racy, but there's no actual nudity. There's the numerology, I don't know, the number that I got, the 2240. Sometimes the words don't come. There you have the cover, which is the same as the box art there. On the back, you have information about the film, as well as some screenshots. And inside, you have, all right, several things here. So you've got all the discs, which are all basically the same. You have the alternate cover art, which is, the 1 through 6. Same image. Same thing with the back. It's the same on the flip side. So you can flip that over if you want. And then on the interior here, you've got poster for the same image that's on the cover of the discs. So no need to open that, but it's here, kids. Like it or not, it's a done deal. I've got it now, so see how that goes. All right. Thank you so much for watching. I do appreciate it. And our thing we'd like to do in 2025 is to grow the channel. So if you would, please like, share, and subscribe with your friends, neighbors, and anyone else that might be interested in the content on here. We would very much appreciate it. I guess that's it. So remember that tomorrow is not guaranteed, so don't forget to unbox your heart. We'll see you soon.
Should be done, you see, between the real and the unreal. The dead might be looking in. Halloween, the festival of Samhain.